Coming up on Relatables.
She needs to find her spark. So every single person listening right now has a spark. If you're overweight, you've got shit skin, you got a shit job, you think you're dumb, you got ADHD, you got dyslexia.
Something lights the spark.
Now your brain is tricking you and saying like, you're not good enough. Like no one's ever going to love you.
Yep.
You think of all these things, but every single person has a spark because it's not about all these exterior things. It's about what's inside, that little ticker inside of you. That's important. And I think all these exterior things like her messy room, her personality, she likes to farm, her brain spiraling is making her think that her spark isn't good enough for someone else to love. So I think she's got to find that spark within before she looks for love elsewhere.
Jake and Artie, the Relatables party.
The Relatables podcast is hosted by myself, Oddie Clark, a.k.a.
Mummy.
and my partner in crime, Mr. Jake Craig, a.k.a. Daddy. All right, Jake, to start the episode, I have a bone to pick with you.
Okay.
Firstly, I want to introduce you to a new theory I've just found out about.
Okay.
Have you heard about systems in relationships? You haven't?
Never.
Well, this is good. It's quite an easy concept to wrap your head around.
My
But
heart's beating, by the way.
But once you know about it, it's good to recognize where you are in the system. And systems in relationships can be romantic, but also family or work or basically any fucking relationship in the world.
Oh, so it's not like just it's not like just like boyfriend, girlfriend,
No,
boyfriend,
no, no,
boyfriend. Like it's like friendship too.
Friendship too, yeah.
Mum, dad.
I'm talking friendship. Unless you're a lover or something. I don't know. Unless you have feelings to confess for me right now.
Oddie, are you trying to pull something out of me?
I don't know. The stage is yours. I'll give you 5 seconds. You got anything to say?
You're a good friend.
Okay, so systems in a relationship are the given roles that sort of roles or responsibility to just fall on a person and you really don't have any control of what's happening.
Yeah, I like my role.
Yeah.
I know where this is going. And Jake's role is the role to be in if you're in a friendship, guys. I just want to point that out. Oddie, it's a good friend to have.
So this is also a good example of what two people in a relationship could say. Jake, I don't think you're doing enough in the relationship. All the responsibilities are falling on me. I'm getting overwhelmed.
May I have a second to defend myself?
Sidebar, guys. I'm actually joking. I think you do enough, but that would be a great example in a relationship.
My defense to that is I actually wouldn't argue with that, to be honest with you. I wouldn't argue with that, but I took some very good initiative in getting those visas sorted.
No, so
I will point out I took some great initiative in getting those visas
this
sorted.
is what made me think of it, actually. So do you know that constant joke we always play that girls are always good at booking holidays?
Yes.
That's one of their roles in the systems that have just fallen to them, that always the girlfriend books holidays.
Yes.
And some girlfriends might not like that. And what made me think of this, usually in Jake and I's relationship, I'm the one who books everything.
Yep.
But for some reason, he took the initiative. We're going to America soon. He did the research behind our visas and an Airbnb. And I was like, yeah.
I was pretty proud of myself. I will say the motivation to have me do it and Oddie not do it is I was like stressing about the whole visa sitch.
I was like, why is this guy doing it?
I was stressing about the whole visa sitch and I was just like, well, fuck, like we got to get some shit booked just so because we need it booked, like blah, blah, blah. And so I was like, I just got to do it. Like, I think.
So I got to stress you out if I want stuff done.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. No, 100%. The way to get me to do stuff is to stress me out.
But all jokes aside, I actually do think you do enough.
Thank you very much.
I just wanted to
I think
use
you do
that,
too much.
Use that as an example. But also putting it in broad spectrum for all relationships out there. If you are in a family or a relationship, look at your positioning right now and the systems you do. Do you think you do too much? Do you think you do too less? Or do you think you do right amount? And a good person to be, I was thinking, like, in a family, roles are like parents do most things, older sibling does probably the next most things. If you got three and you're the littlest sibling, you are cheering. All you got to do is rock up with your fucking Xbox.
I'm not the youngest sibling, but I'm the second oldest.
Yeah, that's a good place to be.
And I was going to say, I think it is the best place to be because of what you just said, how your parents growing up, like they do everything. And then the oldest sibling was like the test child.
Yeah.
They got more disciplined, you know, they have a little bit more trauma maybe. I don't know. And then the second one, they're like eased into it, but they still discipline you enough where they want you to be like, you know, good, respectful, you know, your parents maybe were still pretty young. And in my family, at least, when me and Joanna were young, my parents had no money. And so Joanna was the tester, and then I was the second. She might have got a little more disciplined. I don't know. But basically, all I remember is just like having a sick childhood, and then I understand money and like what it's like to have it and what it's like to not have it. But both my mum and dad both remarried, and then later on in their lives both got more money than when me and Joanna were young.
That's what happens,
And then they both had 2 more kids.
Yeah.
And so those 2 kids from each one, not that it wouldn't be fucking sick to be them, but just, I guess, haven't fully seen
the world.
like everything. Like fair enough. Like, you know, you're not going to fucking have
Well, they're born
some
into
money.
it. They can't do
yeah,
anything
you're not going
about
to
it.
have some money and then be like, you know what, let's act poor for the kids. And just so they understand, because like, you know, you just want to try and teach them in a different way.
Yeah.
But seeing it all, I'm very happy the place I am.
If you could go back, I know hindsight's a bitch, but
Yeah.
would you prefer to be brought up in the poorer upbringing or the rich baller money upbringing?
I don't know, man. I'm
I feel
very,
like
very happy.
The person you are comes from just like figuring out life. the
I'm
normal
very
way.
happy because not once have I ever thought my parents are poor. Even, you know, now having conversations with them now, they'll be like, oh yeah, no, we were struggling.
It's
At
good.
that point in time, because I'll bring up a memory and then they'll go, oh no, we were struggling then. And I'm like, really? You didn't seem like it.
How good is it to hear that and like they hit it so well?
I know.
As a kid, you just thought, oh yeah, fucking mum and dad are doing all right, eh?
Yeah. It's funny to think about.
And talking about relationships, like what we do on the podcast quite a lot, is like, if it is a serious matter, we like to laugh about things on this podcast, but it's a serious matter. But if you're in a relationship, it usually falls on the female all the time that there's this old and, I don't know, stereotype where just like guys, all they have to do is earn the money.
Yep.
And then all the other roles in the relationship fall onto the partner, which is usually the female.
So yeah, it's like the male's like the provider.
Yeah,
And
which is a thing of the past, and I think is
It's definitely moving that way.
yeah,
isn't it?
toxic, and like everything should be fucking equal. You both do your part and you both do 100% and make it 200%. So if anyone out there is feeling that, I think it's completely understandable to feel overwhelmed and just like the systems aren't adding up.
I'm trying to, I want to think about my relationship with my sister right now. It's a good relationship. Like, I'm obviously very happy with it. But we live together, and don't remember the last time we put a load of towels in the wash. I was thinking about it yesterday.
It's the simple stuff like that.
I went to get a new towel to go in the shower last night. And,
You're like,
and
yes.
the towel I had used and put in the dirty wash, that I was like, yeah, you know what, I'll put a load of washing on soon. It was clean and dried and back in the cupboard, and I was like, fuck, I haven't done that for a while. I better do that next, something like that.
But actually, to back anyone who is the Jake in the relationship, I like to organize things and have it my way. It's sort of a control thing in a way.
You are more in control, yeah. The other thing,
Not that I want to control Jake's actions, but like
No.
I want to like have a say in the Airbnb in the bed I'm going to be sleeping in.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what it
yeah.
is. I want to control
Well,
the factors of that.
I sent Oddie 3 Airbnbs, and there was 3 of them. They were all very similar in price, so
Yeah.
it didn't really matter which one we chose. And there was one that was, so we want to stay near this beach, and there was one that was an hour's walk, but like a 5-minute drive or whatever. And then there was one that was like in the middle, and then there was one that was like 5 minutes from the beach.
Yeah.
And all I looked at was that, right? And then I tried to send him some pros and cons of each, and I was like, I'm doing some of my due diligence here. He has to be impressed. And then all he got back was like, that one close to the beach is right near a dog pound. And I was like, fuck, how'd you know? And he goes, I just looked at the reviews. And I was like, fuck, I didn't even look at any reviews.
It's like Jake sent me this thing, and all the reviews are like 3 stars. It's like nice place, really loud, next to a dog shelter.
Oh, and I'm just thinking,
I was like, does Jake? I know Jake loves dogs, but like, fuck, you know, I don't want to sleep next to him.
I'm so happy that I sent him to you and didn't just like book one and be like, I got us near the beach, bro. Like, blah, blah, blah. Odie goes, no, let's do the slightly cheaper, probably the nicest one, but the furthest away, and we'll just get Lime bikes. Like apparently they're everywhere in there anyway.
Yeah.
What about you? Do you reckon? I think our relationship feels very equal. I have no quarrels.
Oh yeah, I was just bringing that up as a joke.
Yeah,
I wouldn't have any quarrels either.
I wouldn't say I have any quarrels. What about you and your brother? Like, I reckon if I brought it up with Joanna, she'd have a few quarrels. I don't have any quarrels with her because I'm definitely doing less.
I don't know. I feel like my brother's relationship is a little bit different. He's 3 years older than me, and I feel like we've got to a stage where we're both completely independent.
Yeah.
And our lives don't really overlap at all anymore.
Nah, you still live in the same house, right?
Yeah. We still live at the same house. He's bought a house. He's moving out in the next 3 or 4 months or something.
What a beast.
But systems in relationship. Assess where you are and voice up if you don't think you're in the right position.
Yeah, voice up. And I want actually another thing I've seen a whole bunch of is like talking about systems and relationships with parents, right? I always get these like little reel slideshows on TikTok. I've been getting like a whole bunch of them lately. And I saw one and it was like a quote from a dad.
Yeah.
It's usually dads that you disconnect with, I guess. I don't know. Could be a mum too. But I saw a quote from a dad and it was like, the phone goes both ways. And then the next page, it was like a reassurance thing for the kid saying, you know, like the phone doesn't go both ways.
What do you mean?
So like the dad, so I think maybe it's in the context of it, it was like maybe a daughter or a son was saying to their dad, like, you know, you never call me.
Oh,
like you want a relationship with me, but you never fucking call me, you never reach out.
The phone goes both ways.
So then he says, well, the phone goes both ways. And like, look, it's not wrong, but also when it's a father and a son or a mother and a son or a mother and a daughter and a father and a daughter, it kind of should be, there was an argument that it should be one way. Like a kid should never have to like beg for attention from their parent.
No, not really.
And not that it's a bad thing to call them, but if you're the one that calls them every single time.
I think definitely in the systems with your parents, they should take up most of the roles and responsibilities.
Yeah.
That's a given, but it's unfortunate that some kids don't get that.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think they should take that up. Like, you know, if you, with a friend, sometimes people will test out with friends like, you know, I'm going to stop initiating hangouts.
Yeah.
And then, you know, the other friend doesn't message ever. So then you kind of find out it was a one-sided relationship. Whereas a friendship, I think, should be 50-50. But I think a relationship with your parents should be a bit more them trying to fucking keep it going with you.
And to lead on a joke, tell you one thing I always envied growing up as a kid.
What?
Is the systems where their mum always cleaned their room for them. I fucking would have loved that, eh? Would have loved it. Always went to my mates' houses, and then and you'd go to their house, and it was like spotless. And then you go in their room, spotless, and I was like, "Does anyone fucking live here?" Because when I have to clean my room, obviously I don't do the best job, but I'm like cleaning it before my friends come over all frantically and shit.
That is so funny because we have a few friends whose parents clean their room.
Yeah,
and so
that's wild.
When I was very young, obviously. I assume it was the same for you.
I stopped at like fucking 12.
Yeah, like my mum, she would probably come down and clean my room or maybe get mad at me to clean it. I don't know. But I remember when I was probably 17, which is way too old to have your parents clean your room. And they never did.
Yeah.
But one time I had a girlfriend that my parents weren't overly fond of.
Yeah.
And my room was a mess, right? And I don't know. I think like my parents had maybe just spoken to me about this girlfriend and they were kind of like they never told me to break up with her or anything like that. They would always like obviously trying to gear me in make me make the decision.
Hint.
Yeah, they would just tell me what they think, which is fair. And they were very correct. But I remember my stepmom comes in and she was in my room and my room was a mess. I hadn't done laundry for ages. And she goes like, what did I say? I think I was like, oh, I think we're going to break up with her. She goes, I'll do all your laundry. And then that day she did all my laundry.
Yeah, like this is the best decision
and
ever.
I was like, fuck. Holy shit.
We're so childish, eh?
And my room was spotless for like a week. And then it was probably back to normal.
Your girlfriend who you just broken up with was probably like, oh, so sad. And you're like, best day ever. Free laundry for a week.
I can't even begin to tell you like how toxic my first ever relationship was. It's like it's like the biggest learning curve I think I have ever experienced.
You got chucked in the deep end.
I mean, like everyone does, but like
nah, you got chucked in the deep end.
I just like I am not unhappy that it happened though, because I definitely learnt so much about like maybe characteristics and things to look out for. I don't know. It was just so
I think it's good to
story
learn.
for a different day.
100%. It's good to learn early because some people also get trapped in like the first love.
Oh yeah, that was it.
Yeah. And you
was
figured
it.
out the first time,
Yeah.
like 16, 17, 18, they're like, oh shit.
Hey, it was limerence.
Yeah, what's it called when you, it was limerence. When you have like glasses where they can do no wrong. You had that because it was first love, which is
Yeah,
what
love
first
goggles.
love. Yeah, love
Cool.
goggles.
We'll make a new name, Love Goggles.
Love goggles, which is, I think the earlier those love goggles can come off is the better for figuring out a real good relationship.
Yeah, shout out to my first ever like boss, proper boss.
We're
for
going to say
carpentry.
first ever ex.
No, shout out to my first ever ex because I learned a lot. Not shout out for the way you acted, but shout out. But shout out to my first ever boss who also said, like, look, mate, you know, you're 17, 18, whatever. At this age, it's more lust than love.
Yeah.
And I was like, facts. He goes, if you guys stopped having sex, what would happen? And I'd be like, well, I wouldn't want to fuck. Like, and same for her, you know, like this is how it is. But yeah. Sorry, I'll move on. I keep talking. Okay, guys, we're doing a dilemma. You know what to do. Description of this video, it will be a link. Instagram bio, scroll down, pick dilemmas, all anonymous. Okay, this is titled. I've been liking the title.
I love the
actually.
title. You
Everyone's
asked the
titled
title.
them. Yeah, keep titling them. I'm liking it.
Do you ever scare people or you ask them to do like titles and they listen to you, mate?
It's hectic. Scare people. How to ask a man if he has been STD tested. Okay, so I met this man on a night out and I was compelled to speak with him. He was standing on the street and I was on my way home, but I had to stop and make up a fake scenario to speak with him. I went up to him like, in quotes, babe, what are you doing? And he looked all confused. And I said to these random people he was near, in quotes again, sorry, this is my boyfriend of 5 years. Anyway, man thought I was wild. And so we went for drinks and spent the rest of the night together.
Ooh, sexy.
The next day, we were texting and he had planned our first date. We had the best time, and he says, in quotes, he has been waiting for a girl like me. And then in brackets, but I can't tell if this is something men love to say.
They do.
Our next date, I met all his friends, and they all said I was lovely and gorgeous. And told him not to fuck it up, which is really assuring, as he replied, no way. We spent all weekend together, and it was such a nice touch of what life would be like, even after a couple of dates. But we haven't slept together yet, and this man isn't a snack, he's a meal. So I am assuming he is sleeping with others, or has been. How, after such a short time, do I ask if he is sleeping with someone else, not for us to be exclusive, even though I would like that, but more for my health? Please help, because I swear you've never touched on this. Also, you guys are the goats. I listen to you both at work all day.
Oh, thank you very much.
I like this, don't I? I like the way she wrote it.
Full course meal.
Yeah. Also, I don't not believe you, but the balls on you, lady.
Yeah, props to
You've
you.
got bigger balls than every man out there going up and being like, yo, babe, like, what's up?
Yeah.
And then saying to a group of people after he looks all confused, like, you saying, sorry, so my boyfriend of 5 years, because it's like trying to hint to them that he's trying to make you look stupid in front of them. Like, what?
She swept him off his feet.
Bro.
Yeah,
Fucking wild. I love the confidence on this girl.
I know, so do I. But I have a discrepancy with this story, Jake.
A discrepancy?
Yes. So she wants to know if he's clean with STDs.
Yep.
But then she kind of alluded to the fact she wanted to ask if he's sleeping with anyone else.
Yep.
Two different things.
Right. Well, no, she's just assuming.
But the way, yeah. But she said,
Like he's a snack.
Yeah,
Oh, no,
she's-
sorry, he's a meal.
how do I ask if he's sleeping with anyone else / if he's clean? They're two very separate things.
Also, maybe she's trying to be like, I don't know though. I don't think she wants to ask him like, are you sleeping with other people? I think she more wants to be able to get out of him whether or not he has like a clean STD test.
I agree with you, but also want to make it clear that just ask him.
Oh yeah. When I read this the first time and thought I'd bring it on, I just don't think she's going to give a shit about me saying this, but Beth, my girlfriend, the first time we slept together, she straight up just said it. And first person to ever ask me, by the way, but she just said it. And I was like, oh, it didn't make it awkward or anything. I was just like, was like, oh shit, I'll get that for you.
Yeah.
And I ended up going to get one.
I
And
think
I was clean, by the way. Everybody.
I think props to the girl too, because she can recognize that like it's not all about sex and like to protect yourself.
Yeah.
And like it's completely, if you think you can't ask, it's probably not a good environment to be in with a guy.
Yeah, I think the
Just-
best advice I could give
It's like
is
asking for a
just
condom.
ask
Just
him.
be like, oh yeah, by the way, like, have you had an STD check recently?
Yeah, and also, look, you didn't ask this, but like Oddie said, they are two different things. It sounds like you do want to know whether or not he's sleeping with other people.
Yeah, I'm saying definitely don't bring it up in the same conversation. Be like, are you sleeping with anyone else? And have you got an STD check? Like, because I'd be like, fucking hell, like, what is going on? Like, do you care or not? Like,
Yeah.
I'd feel like you have an ulterior motive to get to.
True,
you
yeah.
ask
If you were to
both at
say,
once.
like, are you sleeping with anyone else and do you have an STD check, it might just look like you just want to fuck him.
yeah,
So maybe do one at a time.
that's what I think.
Probably
Just-
do the STD test first to see if you want to sleep with him, maybe. I don't know.
especially like, not to be, I think everyone should only sleep with one person at a time, but you've caught this guy off guard and it's been like 5 days.
Yeah.
So like if he's got a side piece on the side, like it's not his fault right now.
Yeah, no, like, I mean, really, no. Yeah, you can't be upset about it.
Like give him a week or two to like realize he likes you and then be like, I don't want to sleep with this other person anymore. Like,
no. I mean, yeah, true. Like, do you reckon,
Like-
surely he's not, I don't want to start overthinking it and getting ahead, but I reckon he, coming from a boy's perspective, actually, coming from a boy's perspective, I can confidently say that he isn't sleeping with anyone else right now.
yeah, what's with girls thinking guys have rosters?
Oh, well, I think some guys do.
Do they though? I could never have sex with more than one person at once.
No, like from my own experience, I will say he is not sleeping with anyone else right now because I don't
I just
really
don't get it.
understand that.
Neither do I. Like I get to have an intimate connection with one person. I suppose they don't see it as intimate connections, do they? They just see it
I
as
don't know. I've never looked at sex as not an intimate thing, I guess.
I think, well, some guys do see girls as objects
Oh, 100%.
and they just want to have sex. Oh, there's one goal achieved. Let's move to the next goal.
Yeah, dude, some people just, men and women included, way more men, obviously, but like, they just like to fuck.
Oh, yeah, I like to fuck, but like I also, I like to fuck with a bit of love
What
in
do
the
you like to
background.
do, Audie? What do you like to do?
Fuck. But I also like to have the key underlying sense of love in the background. And you also have, when you have that with someone, you have fuck sessions and you also have love making sessions, which I think add to the sex when you don't know what you're going to get when you get down to it.
Sex is so much better when it's love.
Yeah. And like, I
Not
just like
making
talking after and like, it's not awkward. And
Yeah.
like, it's just like fun. It's more enjoyable than just fucking having a goal and finishing and then moving on to the next one and getting my statistics up because I'm a fucking man. Like, I've never understood that. But,
One thing I would love to be able to preach to the world, particularly young men, because I remember thinking it was a thing because all your friends talk about it. And it's like, I remember a lot of guys, they want
a high body count.
a high body count.
I remember when I was 18, yeah, that's all guys used to talk about.
Like, I remember thinking when I was young and immature, I hope I have a high body count when I'm older. And I'm thinking back and I'm like, why was I fucking thinking that? Like, if my body count was 1, I wouldn't be unhappy. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it's weird. Like when we were all 16, 17, 18, that's all we talked about and we'd have like 1 or 2 and like one guy would have like 7 and we thought he was the king.
yeah, or back in like year 10, year 11, the guy that had fucking 7 was crazy.
Yeah, but now looking back at it, that hasn't even been a conversation since we were like fucking 20.
No, that's such a good point. I haven't had a what's your body count conversation with one of my friends fucking forever.
Should we have it then? What's your body count?
Yeah, let's go for it. Okay, let me think. Like, it's definitely on one hand.
But no, I just wanted to, I don't think you were trying to get a different thing, like be misleading and get the,
Nah,
if he's sleeping
you
with anyone
sound
else.
you sound very mature to me.
Yeah. I just wanted to make clear that those two things are very separate and you should bring them up in different contexts.
Yeah, maybe STD one first. Our
Yeah.
advice is just say, have you got an STD? Like, are you clean? Like, there's nothing wrong with asking that.
No, 100%. Just come fucking, first thing you say on a date, are you fucking clean or what? Like, I want to get out of here. Just be fun. Like you said, you sound so outgoing too. Just be like, I want to have sex after this. Are you clean or what?
Yeah, sure. Like, you guys are a few dates in where you could start it with like, okay, tonight's the night, but like, are you clean?
Yeah.
yeah, like, because it's funny.
And I think it's important also to have these conversations when you're not horny. Like, don't have it in
Yeah.
the lead up because a lot of the time you might think, oh, I'm too horny, I don't care.
True, yeah.
Or-
He'll be like, I don't have one.
Or he might lie because he wants to have sex. So have the conversation in a safe environment like a restaurant or just driving or something. It's like, just check it, man. Like, you clean or what? I want to have sex.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I say, and then if he doesn't have one, then it's up to him to be like, you know what, I'm going to go get one though because I really like you. And
But-
I want you to be confident that I'm clean.
Yeah. Hopefully he has that pretty privilege where like girls are too scared to hit on him too, so he doesn't sleep with any girls. I think that's what me and Jake had.
I think that's what Jake had.
Fuck, I just put us both in the category. Why do you have to bring me down? This is our fucking
I'm
relationship.
telling you, we were not in that category. We were not in that category.
I was a
Ollie.
sprouter, man.
I was a, what's it called? What's it called when you sprout young and then you go down?
You peaked in year
I
fucking.
peaked in year 10.
Then you dropped out.
I peaked in year 10 before I even was having sex with girls.
All right, everybody. You get 2 dilemmas today, baby.
Woo!
We had 2 really good dilemmas and we couldn't pick. And Jake's like, fuck it. Let's give them both. And I was like, fuck it. I'll give them both.
So why not give them both?
Yeah.
Give the people what they deserve.
So, hey guys, love the potty. Sorry in advance for a long overshare, but that's what dilemmas are for, right?
Whoa. I would like to point out, we have never said that's what dilemmas are for. We said give them short but sweet.
That's what I mean. People are scared of you. Anyway, okay. I could really use some advice right now. I'm almost 20 and a female. I've always like that Reddit thing, just F, and I'm meant to know it's female.
Yeah. I'm getting so much better at that.
I'm almost 20 female. I've never been in a relationship and I'm terrified of it. I've always wanted a boyfriend and had daydreams of what it would be like to be in a relationship. But when it comes to real life, I panic. I don't really ever leave the house and I don't really do anything due to my heavy uni workload and work. And I feel burnt out and have ADHD, so I find it really difficult to literally do even the smallest things. I don't have my shit together, e.g. messy room, mentally scattered, and it makes me feel insecure, so I feel like it's probably better not to have a relationship right now, but I'm scared how I will ever find someone when I've never been in a relationship. I don't really have any energy talking to guys, which gives me so much anxiety, and I'm super picky. I would say I'm pretty different to the majority of people my age, as well, not saying I'm special or whatever, but my interests, like I like farms, baby talk, animals. I don't really like shopping or any fancy stuff like that, etc. So I feel like that just because of all these things, it makes it really hard for me to find someone with the same energy as me. I've also never actually spoken to a guy. Like, I'm not even over exaggerating. I just get so shy and avoidant. People have tried to set me up with people before, and it actually makes me mad because of how anxious I get. I feel so different from the other girls. I feel like something is wrong with me. Do you have any advice?
Wait. So, in like a roundabout way, she wants to start talking to guys?
I think she was spiraling.
She spiraled while typing.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
She was typing and she spiraled hard.
But I think we can help this lady out just because I think it's relatable. She's spiraling to another extent, but this is a very, very relatable dilemma. She's questioning all these things that's wrong with her is why she hasn't found a man. When I don't think that's the problem. I don't think she's really fell in love with herself yet. That's how I read it.
Yeah, I mean, admitting to herself that she's not got her shit together. It's kind of like, I mean, is she working on getting her shit together, I guess, if she's got to ask herself that? I would say you need to get your shit together before you start looking for boys.
Oh, yeah, 100%. And I don't think it's as simple as that because because she is at uni, she's going to work, she's doing all these things to become better in life. But the final step of like, maybe, I think she's, like I said, you've just got to, she doesn't love herself. How can someone else love you if you don't love yourself first?
Good point.
Like,
But does she not, is the reasons from what I gather from that, like, I don't know if it sounds like she overly dislikes herself. She like, one thing that she doesn't like about herself is that she gets really anxious when it comes to talking to guys. I just don't know how. Like, maybe instead of trying to change that to make it so you love yourself, just more accepting it.
accept yourself. That's a good point.
Accept that. Like, acceptance could be the route that she needs to take. And because, like, I don't think that that's going to change ever. Obviously,
No.
until you're comfortable with a guy.
Well, that's when I first read this. I was like, I know what she needs.
What's that?
She needs to find her spark. So every single person listening right now has a spark. If you're overweight, you've got shit skin, you got a shit job, you think you're dumb, you got ADHD, you got dyslexia.
Something lights the spark.
Now, your brain is tricking you and saying, like, you're not good enough. Like, no one's ever going to love you.
Yep.
You think of all these things, but every single person has a spark because it's not about all these exterior things. It's about what's inside, that little ticker inside of you. That's important. And I think all these exterior things, like her messy room, her personality, she likes to farm, her brain spiraling is making her think that her spark isn't good enough for someone else to love. So I think she's got to find that spark within before she looks for love elsewhere. And like on a date, for example, taking it to where she gets overly really nervous and whatever.
Yeah.
I think I might be speaking too much because I don't know you, but that's what we do in dilemmas.
Yeah.
Is like you're nervous because you're not confident in yourself, and you're not confident in yourself because you haven't found your spark and you haven't found something to be proud of yourself about.
Right. Okay. Now I need an example. So let's say, so what's your spark?
My spark is it can't be one thing, but my spark maybe to me is the way I think in a different way.
Right. Okay. Do you mean you trying to turn insecurities into something? Is that what you're trying to do?
No, I'm not trying to. I'm trying to say like everybody's got something special about them.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Sorry, I was confused about that. I'm trying to think what my spark is because I need to feel the example.
Yeah,
I need to feel it. Yeah.
Let me give you 1 second. I'll think of your spark.
Yeah. Okay. Think of my spark. What's my spark?
Kind heart, and you'll do anything for anybody.
Okay, I hear you. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Very appreciative of that.
Yeah, you just wanted me to gas you up, didn't you? You fucking knew it.
Feeling very lightly gassed right now. So she needs to find her spark.
Because there wasn't one bit of that dilemma where it was just like, and I'm good at running, or like,
oh, she didn't talk.
And but by the way, I'm good at gaming.
Maybe she didn't feel the need to add what she's good at, or maybe she doesn't think she's good at anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's very, very complicated, but taking away what we can, fall in love with yourself more and find the spark that I know you have within.
Yeah, I like that. From what I hear from the dilemma, from what I'm hearing from the dilemma, obviously you don't get the absolute full picture, but I don't know, it just doesn't fully sound like you're ready. You may feel ready.
And it's okay not to be ready.
Yeah, and you may feel ready, but yeah, if you were to say to yourself, like, I don't know, I think it's not a cocky thing to love yourself.
No.
Like, I love myself. I don't want to like be that. It's like cockiness and loving yourself. I think is very two different things.
Completely. And society, for some reason, makes you not want to voice that you are in love with yourself. Like on social media, if you do posts and it comes across that you're really happy about the way you act or something, people will give you shit.
Yes.
Like
100%.
It's a weird concept, but like.
Here's a question for the dilemma sender. Let's say for some reason you did find a guy, right? First relationship. Prior to this, you were feeling the way you are currently feeling. And when you start seeing this guy and dating this guy, you all of a sudden feel amazing. You love yourself.
Yeah.
You're like, whoa, this feeling is amazing. I never want to lose this. Would you want that? Like, would you want the reason that you love yourself to be because of another person's love for you? Because then you're going to end up being independent. Like you're going to need that.
Yeah.
You don't want to be codependent. Not saying you would be, but it just sort of leads. So if you've left out that you love yourself, then obviously maybe try and let us know. But
I think what you said at the end is completely right as well. You want that love to come from within before you find it from elsewhere.
Yeah.
And get validated by someone else's love.
Yeah. Not saying I'm perfect or Ollie and I are perfect, but my girlfriend's even said it to me. By no means are any of us perfect people, but if we broke up, I would be sad.
Yeah.
I would probably get depressed like you do when you're heartbroken. But I do know what it's like to be alone, and I do know that I would be okay.
Yeah.
So I think, if you think to yourself like, just be very happy with yourself. My best advice is be happy with yourself before you get in a relationship, like what he was saying. Find the spark, lean into it.
Yeah.
Find someone that loves it.
You've got this.
Yeah. Okay, as you guys know, we've been plugging the Facebook group a bit, and it's been going really good.
Great, actually.
We've been getting some great posts in there, good engagement, and we had a post in there the other day that I think was, I don't know, just I really liked it. And the post was best breakup tips when you still love the person and didn't want the breakup.
Which is tough.
And it's a very tough because clearly it was a female that is still in love with her ex-boyfriend.
Yeah.
There was a lot of comments, a lot of great advice. So what we did was we summarized all the comments, and I was going to read them out and see if Oddie and I agree with them, if we agree with each other, and if we think these are good advice for a breakup that you didn't want to happen.
Yeah, and get some input from you guys.
Yeah. Okay. Comment number 1. The best thing I did was make more time for friends, realizing that living life with them or alone showed me I didn't need my ex to be happy. Hang in there. You'll get through it.
Love it.
Yeah, that's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
You can't disagree.
That's a good start.
I was just saying, if you're just a disagreeable person, if you want to disagree with that, that's a very good bit of advice.
Friendships and hanging out with friends make you see the light at the other end of the tunnel.
Yeah, I would say my biggest thing about going through a breakup and hanging out with friends was it was just a very nice moment of like
It's almost like a distraction.
just forgetting it for a little while.
Yeah.
They make you laugh, you know. With guys, especially, I didn't like. I think some people would be like, "Oh, like okay, sorry." In my experience, like guys didn't bring up how's the breakup going.
No.
You know, maybe I spoke with Oddie a little bit here and there, but I think guys kind of know that when a friend is going through a breakup, our duty is to take their mind off it.
Yeah.
Which I quite like.
It's funny. And then also at the first stage, it's to take your mind off things. Then it gets to a stage with dudes where it's just the roast stage.
Yes.
And it sort of helps the situation too because they roast you, even though it might not be true. They're like, why the fuck are you dating her? Like, she's ugly.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I can't believe
Even
you-
if she wasn't, they're just like, they try and help you out.
Yeah. They cast a little bit down. Maybe she was ugly. And it's all jokes and stuff. Like, can't believe you did that, Jake. Or it's fun and it really does help the situations. Friendship is a big tick for me.
I think, yeah, definitely. If you've got a nice group of friends.
That's also important when you're in a relationship to make time for your friends too.
Yes, definitely.
Don't just use them when you break up.
No, yeah, that's not nice. All right, comment number 2. Remove them from everything. It's okay to be sad it ended, but for your own mental health, love them from a distance and allow yourself to feel the loss. You can't heal if you keep seeing their life online. Seeing them will only hurt you more. Mourn the imagined future you had with them, but start familiarizing yourself with life without them. Replace places you went together with new memories, either with friends or on your own. Your healing comes at its own pace, and one day you'll hear their name without feeling pain, cheering for you.
I think that is...
Fuck, that was so
Great.
poetic, bro.
That
Was
was
that not the
poetic.
most poetic thing you've ever listened to?
Man, I think if I had next to get over, I would have just got over right then.
I was just going to say, like... Yeah, like heartbreak would be nice right now because that made me feel amazing not going through heartbreak. I know heartbreak would not be nice right now.
It's funny though because initially you might think, "Oh, I won't unfollow them because it's toxic," or
Yeah.
"I don't want to be seen as a bad person." When I think it's showing that you're putting yourself first and you're taking the first step to get better, to get over it.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'm a big... Everyone goes through different ways of getting through something. Not that I want to forget memories, but I need to unfollow someone when going through a breakup, and I also need to delete photos. I understand people that keep photos because big part of your life. You don't want to forget the memories, and not that I want to forget things, but I just personally, something that a coping mechanism for myself is to delete everything.
Unlike the songs. That's a hard bit to do. Do you have the songs
songs.
that's associated with her in the car? Do you ever had that?
Oh, no, 100%, yeah. No, I've never deleted songs, but
From a
I
playlist
can
or
listen
something?
to them now and not feel anything.
Oh, obviously now, but like when you're going through it.
When you're
you
going
can't
through
listen
it.
through it. I unlike them and shit, yeah.
Yeah, oh, yeah, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, like I'd skip them if they came on.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah, no, that's so funny.
I'm on here. Funny side note. I kept this photo for so long I don't have it now, but ages ago, of the person I used to be talking to for one reason. It was a mirror selfie of myself, and I wanted it because I was shredded. and I wanted it.
You prick! Yeah. That was the most prick thing I've ever heard come out of your mouth. That's crazy.
Wasn't any particular reason. Like, I think her face was in the FaceTime in the corner or something. And I was like, I only ever kept it because of me. And then I almost got. I was like, oh fuck, I forgot she was there. I just wanted that for myself.
That's fucking ridiculous. Okay, next one. Go through it fully and allow yourself to feel everything. Don't suppress any negative emotions. Find someone you trust to talk to, block or restrict your ex. And remember that this feeling won't last forever. You will be happy again. Healing isn't linear, but take it as a sign that bigger and better things are coming. Celebrate the small wins along the way. I think this is... Sorry, I want to go first.
Yeah.
I didn't write this, but I wish I was... I wish my vocabulary would allow me to write things like this because I would never use the word linear in my life.
Neither.
But I fucking agree.
It's 2 steps forward, 1 step back.
Yeah, because I remember I definitely have said this on the podcast before. I know it. When going through a breakup, like, it's going to take a long time. You know, you got to let you heal. But celebrating the small wins along the way, I think my biggest thing is, like, you know, you think about them non-fucking stop while you're heartbroken, and then you think, like, you get to midday one day and you think, oh shit, I haven't thought about them all morning. But then you are now thinking about them for the rest of the day. But I think celebrate the small win of not thinking about them all that morning.
You got that half day in.
Fucking oath.
I think so.
Turns
too.
into 2 days, turns into 3, 4, 5 months. Yeah.
Our baddies give some good advice. That
Fuck yeah. Next one. You'll have to sit with your feelings. Even if it's tough, there's no shortcut to getting over this. When I went through it, I blocked him everywhere and avoided places he might be. It's hard, but you'll come out stronger on the other side. Wishing you all the best.
I agree to a certain extent. I wouldn't avoid places. I would just... Did the star of that say she deal with the emotions all like
She
deal
said
with?
you'll have to sit with your feelings. That's a good bit of advice.
Yeah.
Even if it's tough, good bit of advice. There's no shortcut to getting over this. Good bit of advice. When I went through it, I blocked him everywhere and avoided places he might be. Not sure how I feel about that one.
To me, avoiding places where he might be sounds like you don't want to deal with your emotions when you see him.
Yeah, I don't know though. Like,
I 100% relate to not wanting to see my ex.
no,
100%.
yeah,
But I'm not gonna not go to the beach because that's the beach you used to go to. If I want to go to the beach,
yeah, true. Like, I'm trying to think because obviously, like, some people would have, like, I delete photos where some people would be like, that's not a very good way to cope, but it's a way I cope. So I can't say that the way this person coped is a bad way.
I think
to cope.
there's feelings associated with photos and like going about your life as you should. You should just do it. I see the sides to both sides of the story.
Yeah,
but
I don't think I block if you want to block, but no, I think unfollowing is definitely enough. I have enough willpower where I never searched them up to see what they were up to.
No.
Um,
We're also learning though. Like, I'm not saying that's wrong. Everyone is going to get over a breakup in their own way.
yeah, and yeah, the person that sent the post in the group chat, sorry, the Facebook page, is probably going to, like, come out of this with their own bit of advice for something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I will say there was some replies to these comments about how, like, they broke up, she was heartbroken, he came back, she accepted. So hopefully she's going to take some of this advice.
I'm hoping, I want some bad advice so we can, like, say, like, not agree with someone.
Mate, we don't get bad advice, right?
Yeah.
Journal everything you'd want to tell them, even the small, everyday things you'd normally share, and pretend you're telling it to them as you write.
That's healthy.
Ooh.
That's healthy.
Because you want to, you know, you go from having a best friend and losing them.
I also,
things you wanna
my
tell them,
thoughts
that's
come out better writing than they do when I talk.
Yeah, right.
So, like, if I sit down and write something, I can easily articulate my thoughts and feelings way more than I can by just having a conversation.
Journal the things you would want to say to them. Fucking hell.
I think it makes you deal with the emotions right there and then too. Like,
Okay.
your dick was small. Like,
I don't know, man. Don't you think that maybe...
I feel like that fast.
Is that a way to attach?
I feel like that fast tracks the mourning process.
You reckon?
I think it does. For me, it would. That's a good tip I might take.
Okay.
See, it doesn't have to work for you.
No, it definitely doesn't have to work for me. I'm trying to think.
You're not the articulate type.
No, definitely not. I'm not the type to journal. To be completely honest with you.
But you're the type of guy like, oh, I'll deal with it when I feel sad.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
how you-
no, I mean, I will say I'm the type of guy that lets it build up till I cry. I usually feel better after a cry.
Yeah, everyone does.
Yeah.
There's one
was
tip
the last time I
for any
cried?
dudes listening to is like it's okay to cry.
Yeah.
Like for some, I remember when I've cried about a girl before, and I felt like I shouldn't be doing this. I'm a man.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, fuck off. Like
Yeah.
my body's telling me to cry for a reason.
Yeah. Yeah, I cried just eating breakfast one morning.
Like today or something.
No, a couple of years ago. I cried. I remember, yeah. I think it was like heartbreak, but also something else that happened. Something else in like life, which could add to the heartbreak, I don't know. But yeah, I remember eating brekkie and crying. And then when I was done crying, I was like, huh, that was weird. I was like, that was weird that I just like randomly uncontrollably cry. Like went from being completely normal to randomly uncontrollably crying. And then just finishing my breakfast and being sweet. I was like, that was like weirdest experience I think I've ever experienced in my life. I was like, what's going on? Hasn't happened since.
Yeah.
Probably won't happen again.
Well, your body took over. You're like,
Yeah.
I got to deal with these emotions now, or else they're never getting dealt with.
Clearly it came out. It was weird. Okay, I got one more. Do not, and I repeat, do not text or call them. It may feel necessary now, but you'll likely regret it later. Let them wander, because if they could watch you in pain and walk away without trying, they never deserved you. And remember, the person who broke you cannot be the one to restore you. Oh!
Mike, drop. Oh,
Fucking hell. That was correct.
The one who broke you cannot be the one to restore you. And I think we always try to put a Band-Aid over it with our ex and go have sex with him one more time or do something. Or do something like, oh yeah, it'll be fine.
You're like, this sex will help me get over him. Shut the fuck up, you idiots.
Honestly, that is so good and so relatable.
Sex
Especially-
after you break up, though.
I think it's
Is there
related.
any better sex than after you break up?
Oh yeah, just all this because you also know you shouldn't be doing it.
It's naughty.
Yeah,
It's taboo.
we're not meant to be advocates for this, mate. It's
Well,
bad.
No,
We
I'm
hate-
saying it's bad, but you're allowed to think like everyone wants a little bit of naughtiness in their life.
Yeah.
Here's a thing. This isn't advocating bad behavior, but do you think? I'm not even going to mention it. I was going to say something about cheating, but I can't promote cheating.
No, you can't.
I can't make cheating sound good. Not that I've ever done it, but I can't make it sound good.
No, not at all.
I'm not going to say what I wanted to say.
And what I was going to say was, I think that's really relatable and good to hear for anyone obviously going through a breakup, but also anyone who's been through a breakup and gone through it and is on the other side and realizing that you should be proud of dealing with all your emotions and like, oh, sick, I did that. Like, I should be proud of myself. Like, I used to be like butthurt over that. Now, like, couldn't care less.
Yeah,
Like, I healed. Like, be proud of yourself.
I agree. Lessons from this episode. Learn to love yourself.
Yeah.
And don't message him.
Yeah.
Do not message
Or
him.
her.
Or her.
Yeah.
Don't message them.
Yeah. We're inclusive.
Yeah, don't message them.
Apparently this one's good, I remember.
We love you guys. Thank you for listening. We're going to end it with another page from our favorite book of How to Piss Men Off. Okay. Quote, say to a man, I love your cosplay. Say this to a man wearing a jersey. When he says, it's not cosplay, respond by saying, well, it kind of is. You're not really a basketball player. That is so good.
That will piss a man off. That is good.
I like your cosplay. And they're going to be like, what? This isn't cosplay.
I'm going to use that on our mates. Eh?
Yeah. And then they're going to be like, and then you'd be like, well, I mean, you're not actually a professional basketball player, are you? You kind of are cosplay. That's so good. What?
Oh, that's gold, hey.
Oh, thanks for listening, guys. Don't
love you.
forget, Patreon, 5 stars on Spotify, Facebook group, Relatables Baddies Unite. Love you.
Love you. Bye.